Welcome to One Stop Web Solutions YouTube channel. I'm your host, George Stamor. So today we'll be covering a video guide called Advanced SEO Strategies for Small Businesses. There's going to be five main points for this video. The first one is implementing schema markup. The second one is leveraging long tail keywords. The third is mastering technical SEO. The fourth is developing a comprehensive content strategy. And the fifth is analyzing and optimizing user experience. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about schema markup. Now, I'm just going to make this small. Yeah, that's a little chat GPT thing there. All right. So what schema markup is it's basically a way of, if you type, say, pancake into Google, you'll see that it's a way of, so structured data is a way of making search engines understand, search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, understand what your website is about, right? It gives them better information on analyzing your information and categorizing it. So if you type pancake into Google, you'll see here that you find a recipe and it's got a rating here and it's got an image here, right? Now, the reason that that's here is because it's using what's called rich snippets in order to enhance the search engine result. Now, the big advantages of this is that it increases click-through rate. And search engines absolutely love it. So the way that you implement schema markup. And schema markup is a way of, is a certain method of implementing structured data. So if you have a WordPress website like this one, onestopwebsolutions.com.au, and you've got an article here that you want to add schema markup to, and it's a WordPress website, what you do is if you go into your plugin section, you click on, and you go to add new plugin. If you type in, let's wait for my website to load. Okay. If you go all-in-one schema and you search for that, right? I've already installed it, but if you go all-in-one schema and you search for that, you'll find this one here, schema all-in-one schema rich snippets. So you install and activate that. Once you've done that, you'll get this little menu item up here. So you can just go into there, and you can set up what the default configurations are for each of the different types of schema markup. You probably won't need to modify this. Now, what you do is when you go into, in order to activate this, when you go into your posts, you open up your post. So that's going to open up. And then if you scroll all the way down, you'll see here that you've got this configure rich snippet section. Now, this is where you configure what type of rich snippet it is. And this is where you can actually add your information like your logo, the author of the article, the publisher organization, a short description, article name. And by doing this, hopefully what should happen is that it should add rich snippets to the search results. So if your page comes up for anything, you should see, but this is one way of implementing, rich snippets. If it's a WordPress website, there's a manual way to do that, but I won't cover that because there's no real reason to do that. Most chances are you're going to have a WordPress website or a Shopify website. Now, if you're using a Shopify website, you won't be, there's a different way of doing this. Now, there's this book here that you can find on Everend called The No BS Guide to Shopify SEO. Now, if I just open up this book, here we go, schema. Now, there is what's it called? Yep, there it is. So, there's a plugin that you can get for, well, I don't know, it's called extensions, I think, for Shopify called Schema Plus for SEO. And this, you can just, it's about $15 a month, but it's probably worth it because it'll implement, you can't actually, there's a manual way of implementing Schema Plus of Schema Markup, but you can't do that with with Shopify stores. So the app is, so a plugin like this one is probably the only way that you can do it. But that is how you implement Schema Plus that's how you implement Schema for a Shopify website. So what I'll do is, no, that's how you do that. All right. So let's go back to my notes. Okay, long tail keywords. Okay, cool. So the next thing was, you should have already have done this as part of your guide, but now we're going to talk about long tail SEO keyword. All right, so I've logged into my Shopify, and you can see here that I've got the installed app of Schema Plus for SEO. This is the one I was talking about. So you just install that into your apps section by clicking on apps, and you can actually search for, it shows installed apps here, but you can just search for Schema Plus, and it should show you, let's go Schema Plus. This should load. Yep, so this is where you can actually see the app here. And you can install it from in your Shopify website. All right, so now we're going to move on to local, what was it? Leveraging long tail keywords, that's it. Cool. All right, so for instance, if you were a local SEO business in Perth, if you were a search engine optimization business in Perth, a really good keyword to target would be local SEO. Oh, didn't want to do that. Let's go back. Would be local SEO Perth. So basically, but there's other long-term keywords here. Now, the big advantage of long tail keywords, is that they're pretty specific, so you can be pretty certain that the people typing them in are actually searching for so when you're talking about like keyword research, depending upon what I'm just going to turn that off. Anyway, depending upon what you're searching for, depending upon like the length of the keyword that somebody's searching for, it sort of tells you what stage of the buyer's phase they're in. So, for example, if they're searching for, say, search engine optimization business near me, they may sort of be just looking, but as they get more, as the keywords that they're searching for get more long tail, more longer, right? They're getting more and more into the process of like whether they're going to buy something. So if someone's searching for something very specific with a key phrase, right, the more specific that it is and the more long tail it is, generally the more likely they are to buy. So that's one of the reasons why really understanding long tail keywords is crucial. So if you've got your Google Analytics set up, you should go in there and have a look to see what other search phrases your business is actually searching for. It's very important. So that was that. The next one was mastering technical SEO. Okay, so the first things to mastering technical SEO depends what platform you're using, but really the first thing that you want to do is you want to set up the Google Search Console. There are numerous ways to do this with WordPress and Shopify websites. It's pretty simple. Now, once you've got this set up, like for instance, with my store, because it was a Shopify website, it actually had, they're gone now, but it actually had like over 1,000, it actually had like 1,000 not found pages. Now it's only got 24. So what I'll need to do is I'll need to actually go through and redirect all these pages. Let's have a look. Okay, that's redirecting. So what you need to do is you just need to go through all of these and make sure that they're redirecting to pages that actually work. This can particularly happening if you set up like multiple markets in Shopify to multiple locations like I had previously. So just something to keep in mind. So Google Search Console is very good because it'll actually tell you like what errors you're likely to get. So setting it up is very, very handy. The way to set it up in Shopify is just to, where is it? Oh, hang on. Shopify. Yes. So if you want to know how to add a Shopify store to Google Analytics and Google Search Console, you can just Google that. It's pretty simple. You're just going to go into the Google settings. I'm just not going to do it because it'll actually show you some private details. But that's how you set it up. Okay, so and with a WordPress website, I already showed you how to do that. So the next thing that we were going to do was, so a couple of things. So, if you find, so when it comes to mastering technical SEO, one of the big important things is redirecting pages. So if you go into your Google Search Console and you find that there are pages that are not found, you need to fix these pages. So you need to click on this link here and you'll see it redirects, which is great. But it failed because probably this page isn't redirecting. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go into Shopify. You'll need to go into navigation. And here, if you click on View URL Redirects, you can actually redirect pages from here. So you just click on Create URL Redirect. This is the page you're going to redirect from, which is the broken link, and the page you're going to redirect to. Click Save Redirect, and you're done. So once you've done all of that, then you go back to this and you click on See Details. You click on Start New Validation, and that will start the validation. So this Google Search Console is absolutely vital for keeping an eye on your any website problems that you may come up with. It's also very useful for finding things. So it's got like product snippets in here. It's very, very useful. It tells me that I need to add some aggregate ratings for my Shopify snippets. So Google Search Console is like the main hub that you'll be checking very regularly to check to make sure that your site's running fine. So that was mastering technical SEO. The other thing is page speed. If you're on a Shopify website, you don't really need to worry about it. If you are using WordPress, you sort of will. So what you'll need to do is, if you haven't already done so, I'm just going to go back here. So there's some plugins that you'll need to install in WordPress. The first is WP Sweep, and the second is WP Supercache, which is here. Another good thing is to you can use WP Optimize to clean and compress images. There's other ones that do that as well. If you're in WordPress and you need to set up redirects, there's a handy little plugin just called Redirection. This you can use it pretty much works the same as the Shopify one, except it has more settings. But you always want to do what's called a 301 redirect for the most part. So basically there are many different types of redirects, but for the most part, the 301 redirect is the one that you're going to be doing. So very, very handy. Cool. Now, the next one was developing a comprehensive content strategy. Now, if you're doing anything, if you're doing like a news website or a gaming website, you won't be able to use this tool. But if you are not doing that, then there's a brilliant tool called ChatGPT, which you can find the link to here. If you just search for ChatGPT, it'll come up. Now this is free to use, the version 3.5. This is absolutely great for finding out what your target market is and for creating a target avatar. You need to load it up with quite a bit of information before you do that. You can't just go into ChatGPT and say, do this, because it won't give you the best results. But once it's loaded up, this is pretty much your marketing consultant. You can actually use this tool to create like a comprehensive weekly content plan for producing content, whether it's video or articles. You can tell it to do like a content strategy over 20 weeks or over a year. This is your go-to tool. Now, I can't really cover this in depth in this video, but if you go into Skillshare, and it's a brilliant video by this guy, Lambs, using AI and ChatGPT for content creation from planning to uploading. This course is absolutely brilliant. I'll see if I can include the link in the description. But yes, if you do go through this course, it'll actually show you all the prompts that you can use for content creation for ChatGPT. Absolutely brilliant. But this is what you would use to create a comprehensive content strategy. Now, the last one is analyzing and optimizing user experience, which basically means that your site speed is really good. We already covered this when we were talking about our site speed plugins. But yeah, so when it talks about intuitive navigation, what it means is that your website should be simple to use, right? It should be very, very easy to use. It also should work on mobile, and it should be responsive, so it should load pretty quickly. The way that you would test this is that you would actually open up your website on a mobile device and see how quick it loads, and also see the template and how it's operating. So that's kind of very important. Now, if you're using WordPress, you probably shouldn't have to worry about this. If you're using Elementor, because you can pretty much control it. If you're using Shopify, you'll have to worry about it even less. On WordPress, if you're using Elementor, you'll have a lot more work to do to make sure the site is responsive. The site is mobile responsive. In other words, that it looks good on mobile. The reason for this is that the vast majority of, I think it was like 60% of web usage is on mobile. A lot of people use their mobiles to find things near them. So making sure that your website is absolutely it works on a mobile device. It's easy to use. I would stay away from really flashy templates, especially if they're not intuitive to use, simply because of that fact. It's great to have a professional looking website, but it's really important that the website is user friendly. If the website is not user friendly, it doesn't matter how pretty it looks, people are going to disappear. So that was my video guide to advanced SEO strategies for small businesses. This was George Demors from One Stop Web Solutions. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know and I'll use it to create future content. Links in the description below. I created a course about designing a website, from a WordPress website from scratch with no coding. So check that out. Link in the description if you're interested in it. It's actually very cheap. It's like $29.99 USD, I think, or something like that, depending upon whether Udemy's got deals on. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. Have any questions? If you'd like to work with us, if you're in Australia, feel free to call on 0434382709 or send an email to onestopwebsolutions@outlook.com. The link will be in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.